Germany for 3 of those years. The thing with the Army is that they have a lot of red tape. You got to fill out a lot of paperwork to do just about anything. So, I mean, I'm stationed in Germany, so I'm in Europe, so I have a real good opportunity to travel around and see different countries. But if you're going across borders, you need to fill out all this paperwork, you got to get security briefings about the terrorists. Like in the Netherlands, there's a group of bicycle terrorists that want to stop nuclear power or something. I don't know. But you have to like sit there and like listen to an hour-long briefing about how these cyclists may do you harm, and it's ridiculous. Anyway, so I wasn't a big fan of that, so I just didn't do it. Like I did like the first one, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that again. So and it was really cool because Europe has open borders, so you can just hop on a train, go to Italy, go to Spain, wherever you want to go. Nobody cares, right? So as long as you don't get in trouble or get arrested in the country you go to, the Army's never going to know that you were there. So me and my friend Pertz, we'd travel a lot. So it's one day we decided that we're going to go to England. So it's me, Pertz, and our friend Lee, and it's a female. So we take a train up to Amsterdam, and then we're going to get on a plane from Amsterdam to London. The problem is that apparently London doesn't have open borders with the rest of Europe. We didn't realize that. So we were like, all right. So now my friend Pertz goes up. He's kind of like a little bit of like a braggart kind of guy. Like he's like overly confident about everything, and he's kind of silly. So like. He goes up and he starts talking to the guy first to like get his ticket in, and like there's like some kind of problem. So now at this point, if you realize that there's a problem, so what the guy said was like, whoa, where are your leave papers? And he was like, oh, I don't have them, right? So at that point, you're gonna say, if you're like a cool person, you're gonna be like, stop, go, don't come up here. Instead, Pertz goes, hey guys, come up. Come on. So me and Lee, we go up, and he's like, yeah, they're with me. Don't worry about it. So, all right, where are your leave papers? No, I don't have leave papers because we didn't do the proper paperwork, right? So the penalty for getting caught trying to leave the country without the Army's permission is pretty harsh. AWOL's not a cool thing, right? So it's like really bad, right? So I was like, oh no. So now I was just gonna leave, but now they have our passports. And like the Dutch security guard, he's like, yeah, you guys are coming with us. So we go into like the security office, we go through like a few rounds of interrogation, right? During these rounds, Pertz like decides that he's just gonna lie the whole time. And I'm like, no, this isn't a good idea, right? So he's just telling the guy, like, oh no, don't. We just left them at home. We just left the leave papers at home, right? So yeah, no, it's totally cool, right? So right, the guy's like, oh okay, you just left them at home, fine, right? So then he comes back, hands us our passports. He's like, all right, yeah, you guys are good to go, right? And then we're like, oh, really? And like Pertz like looks at me, he blinks. He's like, right? And I was like, all right. So then, like, we're about to leave, right? And the guy's like, oh yeah, by the way, if on Monday you guys don't have those papers faxed to us, we're gonna tell Interpol, right? Interpol, right? That's international police. So, like, so I was just like, we don't have leave papers. We don't have them. We can't get them faxed to you. Sorry. So now he sits back in the chair. We go through another round of interrogations, and now like the guy's only talking to me. He doesn't even want to talk to Pertz. And so he's like, and like I just like I don't know exactly what I said, but I can kind of talk off the cuff, like just like off the cuff like really well. And I just like said like some really heartfelt stuff and like pleaded for this guy's mercy because he's about to call a 2-star general about this situation. And I'm like, so the guy just looks at me and he goes, potentially, if you were to call, let's say, a squad leader, and they were to tell me who you were, I could let you through to England, and there'd be no incident. And I was like, Okay, so now I'm like, I can't call my squad leader. That would be retarded. So I'm like looking through my phone, and I'm looking and I'm like, wow, every single person on this list is really stupid. Like, if I call up and I try to pretend it, like, they're just gonna totally throw me under the bus just because I'm not a squad leader. I don't know what he's talking about. So I'm like, who is gonna like play this off? And I find like the one guy, I'm like, Miranda, that's his last name. I was like, Miranda's gonna be able to do this one. And just as I'm about to like call him, I realize that there's a Sergeant Miranda also in our unit. So if I say, hey, Sergeant Miranda, he's not a sergeant at all, he's a private at this point. So like, if I say, hey, Sergeant Miranda, like, or if I talk to him and I give him the thing, like, he's just gonna be like, oh, you got the wrong number, dude. Sergeant Miranda is this number, right? So I was like, I can't call him. So I actually just called my squad leader. I'm like, please be in a good mood. She was not a nice person. And so the guy talks to her, whatever, right? She's very angry on the phone. And then the guy just basically says, all right, she said that you guys are free to go. She said that she's gonna deal with you when you get back. So he said that we could go to England. We chose not to, so we just go back to Germany, right? We already broke the rules by going to Amsterdam, so we had already crossed borders, right? So we were already done. And we got there, and she they liked us a lot, so they just brushed everything under the rug for us. We just had to like give up a couple of weekends in a row of doing stupidity. So it was really a free pass because it could have been a lot worse.